Now, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I think I've finally come to the conclusion as to why the single-player campaign in Call of Duty Declassified is complete trash. It's not because it has a poor frame rate or from lackluster visuals. Quite the opposite, really. The frame rate is rather impressive, and the visuals are above average. It's the flow of the game that ruins the single-player experience. There needs to be a better checkpoint system. It's such a pain to have to restart the entire mission from the very beginning and be forced to watch the opening cutscene each time you die. The thing is, I don't mind dying so easily, but the fact that I'm sent all the way back to the beginning just kills the momentum. It's like you get killed and your instinct is to immediately get back into the fight. But no, not in this case. You're forced to wait, which totally ruins the fun. The enemy AI is still as brain dead as ever. They either stand around to be picked off or run haphazardly into your line of fire. Still, that I can forgive. If only the developers had just added some sort of checkpoint system, that would have helped the single-player campaign tremendously. Plus, it would have left the game with a more favorable review score, which in turn would have helped sell a few more PS Vita units back then. But you know what? That doesn't really matter anymore, because this video isn't about the single-player campaign. I purposely went on a rant about it just to extend the length of this video, hoping to get it past the 10-minute mark so I can place more ads on it. Suckers. So, to answer everyone's question, is the online community for Declassified still active on the PlayStation Vita? My answer is a resounding yes. A very healthy community at that. Which is a total shock considering the Vita is practically dead and murdered. Matches are super easy to get into, and with a ton of people still playing at all hours of the day, it won't take you long to find a game to join. I found the most people in Team Deathmatch and Kill Confirm. Drop Zone and Team Tactical can vary depending on the time of day. Compared to how shoddy the single-player campaign is, the online multiplayer was such a welcome relief. Now, I'll admit, I'm not the best Call of Duty player, but I do occasionally get a kill streak every now and then. Simply put, the online multiplayer is fun, even though it can feel a little mindless at times. At first, it'll seem like you're doing nothing but running around and getting shot at. But give it some time, you gotta get a feel for it. My advice is to stick close to another teammate and hope he gets spotted before you. Also, don't be in such a hurry to run off in any direction. Sometimes, it's best just to find a corner and wait for the enemy to come to you. And don't forget to use the enemy spy thing if you have a chance. It shows the other player's exact position, allowing you to get a jump on them. It's been a while since I last played the game, so I forgot I could even do that. Here's a hint. You gotta press the front touchscreen to activate it. Of course, you can also just run out recklessly with guns blazing. That's always fun too. Although I enjoyed the online multiplayer, it does come with its fair share of problems. Servers can be a little unstable. Sometimes you'll get instantly kicked from a match for no apparent reason. And more often than not, the game will crash. Does anyone know what this error code means? Matches can also feel unbalanced at times. Teams aren't always evenly paired off. 4 against 2? Really? They couldn't have made it 3 on 3? And I can't prove this, but I feel like sometimes I'm at a disadvantage for some reason. Like having a guy run up to you at super speed and knife you to death. The agility on display just doesn't seem like it should be possible. Or maybe I just really suck at this game. Also, because the maps are small, it doesn't leave room for a lot of strategy. It's basically just aim and shoot. And that's fine. It is what it is. And for what it's worth, the online component does it very well. My biggest complaint has to be the display name issue. Whenever another player pops out of a corner, it will take a second for their name to show up. Now, this is a problem because you don't know whether the person running at you is an enemy or an ally. You can risk shooting at them just to be on the safe side, but sometimes that might compromise your location if the player happens to be on the same team. It's not game breaking, but it is rather annoying. All problems aside, once you're in a match, everything runs at a solid clip. Even the occasional graphical glitches can't ruin the experience. They're always fun to run into. I'm telling you, if the developers had just spent a few more months working on this game, we could have gotten something really special. Fixing up the single-player campaign and expanding the online arenas would have really made this game the killer app the Vita so desperately needed. Killzone Mercenary is an excellent game, but I just don't think it had the brand recognition at the time to sell units. But Call of Duty did. It would have gotten the PS Vita into the hands of not only PlayStation fans, but casual gamers as well. Just imagine if Sony had thrown more money into developing this game. It would have sold well, thus encouraging other third-party developers to jump on board. This is why we never got a GTA for the PS Vita. So, to answer everyone's second question, is Declassified worth it for the online multiplayer alone? Yes, you should definitely pick this game up for the multiplayer alone. What can I say? I had fun, and I don't even like Call of Duty. Other than a few initial bugs with logging on and random kicks from the server, once you're in a match, it's a pretty damn solid connection. And even if you do get booted from a match, it's so easy to jump back into another game. Also, something worth noting, it doesn't require an online pass, so feel free to buy a used copy if you can get it on the cheap. As always, give me a thumbs up, questions and comments below, subscribe if you haven't done so already. See you in the next video. Later.